Hello, my name's Trevor, and I'm a developer and I'm a trainer here at Evolving Web. And at Evolving Web, we use Drupal to build sites, but we also train Drupal. We teach site building, module development, theming, all sorts of training about Drupal. And recently, we started doing training about some of the basics: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP. So you can go to evolvingweb.ca/training, and you can get a list of all the different upcoming training and courses that we'll be doing. Recently, we did a web fundamentals course where we were teaching HTML, CSS, just the basics about web development. And one of the attendees had a question when we were talking about lists, HTML lists. And so I'll just show you what we were doing. If you've done any HTML before, you've probably had to do this dozens, hundreds of times. Make an unordered list. And the way we do that is we open a UL tag, and inside of there we put list items. And it appears like this in the browser. Okay, we get a bunch of bullets inside of there. And then we moved on to ordered lists. We use these a little bit less often, probably, but this is how it looks. Here's an ordered list. I'll just uncomment that and save. And the difference between this is before we were using a UL, which stands for unordered list, and here we use OL for ordered list. And so what that looks like is this. It puts it numbered in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the attendee for the Web Fundamentals course, they asked, well, do we have to use numbers? Can we use something else? And that never occurred to me before. But it turns out, yeah, you totally can. Here is the w3schools.com page, all about the ordered list attribute. And what we can do is we can add a different type there. And this never occurred to me before. And there's a couple different types. The default, of course, if you don't have any type, is it shows just the default decimal numbers. But we can use alphabetically ordered lists. We can even use Roman numerals in there. So I'll show you how we do that. We go to our OL, and we put type equals, and then whichever thing we'd like there to appear. So I'm going to put a capital A, and this will show it as in letters, A, B, C, D, E. If you put lowercase a, it puts them in lowercase. But you can also do Roman numerals. Why you'd want to do this, maybe you want to write some sort of scholarly thing. Lowercase I, that shows it lowercase. And of course, uppercase I, it shows it uppercase. And so this got me thinking, well, if there's only 26 letters in the alphabet, what happens if you put more than 26 list items inside your ordered list and you use the alphabet setting? So let's take a look at what happens when you do that. So first thing, I'm going to change this to A for capital letters. And I'm going to copy this. I've got 5 items in here, and I'm going to copy it a couple of times. 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So I've got 30 list items inside of here, but there's only 26 letters in the alphabet. Let's save and let's see what happens. Refresh. We've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And once it gets to the 27th one, it puts AA, AB, AC, AD, and I guess so on, AE, AF, AG, etc., etc. What happens if you put Roman numerals? It'll just put them as the Roman numerals dictate. Put capital I, and we refresh, and that's what it looks like if you want to learn your Roman numerals. So I'm not sure if you're actually going to use that. Maybe it's a bit more academic for lists. I've never had to do that, but I just found that really interesting to learn that about ordered lists. But here's one that I'm increasingly finding I'm using more and more. It's when I do have to use an ordered list, let's say in a recipe, I got some instructions for a recipe. What happens if I've got a few, list items in my recipe, and then halfway through it, I need to put like a little piece of text, maybe a note saying, hey, beware, in this last step you have to do yada yada. And then I want to continue the directions for that. Let's just see that in code. I'll give you an example here. I've got another ordered list down here. Uncomment that. And so it's got an interruption. So we're going to start, we've got the ordered list, the OL tag, and we've got the first 3 steps right here. And then we have a P tag. Maybe we want to have, a note beware on the third step, you have to do such and such. And then I want to continue on the directions. So I've got another ordered list here with 2 other list items there, 2 other directions. What's going to happen? Let's see by default what happens. Let's check this in the browser. We'll refresh. Here it is, ordered list with interruption. I've got the first 3 items inside of there. And then here's my little note right here. So in the ordered list, I've got direction 1, 2, 3. But then I've got my 4th and 5th step below here. But what does the ordered list say? It restarts the ordered list. And that's not what I want. I don't want that. How can I sort of continue my ordered list? And this ends up being really easy. I'll show you the W3 Schools page on this. So we've got HTML OL, the start attribute, the start attribute. And with this, we can specify the start value that we want for this ordered list. And it's really easy. So we'll go back to our code. And on our second ordered list, we just put an attribute start equals, and then we put which number we want this ordered list to start at. And this is the 4th step, so we want it to start at number 4. Let's save. And we'll go back to Chrome, we'll refresh, and you can see that it continues on the ordered list. So that's a really fun little one. I've used lists for a decade and a half of doing HTML and CSS. I didn't know that you could do ordered lists with letters of the alphabet, and the start attribute for ordered list I find is increasingly I'm using it more and more. So thanks for watching. Again, go to evolvingweb.ca/training to see all our upcoming trainings, and hope to see you soon.